Hi everyone, my name is Becca and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I am so glad that you stopped by. We focus on all things middle grade literature, but specifically the first chapters of your favorite middle grade novels. Now, if you've been following my channel at all, you know I am a huge Gordon Korman fan. So I am super excited to have one of his newer books, Old School, here with me today. Check out the cover. Very interesting, and I'm sure will be just as funny and engaging as all of Gordon Korman's other novels. If you haven't heard of Gordon Korman or read his other novels, I highly recommend. That being said, let's go ahead and get started by reading the front and side cover, which will give us an idea of what this book is all about. Dexter Foreman is 12, going on 80. He has lived at the Pines Retirement Village with his grandmother since he was 6 years old. And as a result, he gets along better with senior citizens than kids his own age. He's homeschooled by the residents up until the day the county's truancy officer shows up and announces that Dex has to go to the local middle school. At school, Dex sticks out like a sore thumb. He dresses like a grandpa and can be just as cranky. His taste in movies and music is decades out of date. Only a few students, like Gianna Greco, a reporter at the school's newspaper, find him intriguing. For most, he is a weirdo or a target. Raised among a generation of Mr. Fix-Its, Dex can repair seemingly anything with his trusty Swiss Army knife, which comes in handy since the old school building is falling apart. It also ends up putting Dexter in a situation that could either make or break his school career. Dexter would do anything to return to his old life at the Pines. But when his wish finally seems to be coming true, his old and new worlds collide in a way that surprises everyone, and Dexter most of all. All right, very interesting. Now that I've read the description, I'm getting elderly vibes from our bird friend here. All right, let's go ahead, dive right on into that first chapter written from the perspective of Dexter Foreman. Now, if you're not familiar with Gordon Korman's novels, it's worth noting that each chapter is usually written from the perspective of a different character. So our main character is the narrator of our first chapter. G47. The community room buzzes as the players rush over to cover the number on their bingo cards. I'm practically vibrating in my sneakers. I'm an I-19 away from bingo. I glance up at the caller's table where the prize jar is well over half full of quarters. This is going to be the biggest payout we've had in months. If I win it, that'll be the cat's pajamas, which is what they say around here about something really, really great. I'll be playing for free until I'm 30. Cool your jets, I say to myself. Bingo is serious business at the Pines Retirement Village. Archie calls it a blood sport, kind of like our Hunger Games. Not that many people here read the Hunger Games or even watch the movies. The Pines is a seniors community. You have to be 55 just to live here. And most of the residents are a lot older than that. Like Archie, who just turned 80. Or my grandma, 76. Or my best friend Leo. He'll be 100 next year. I'm only 12, but I'm a special case. N44. Flurries of movement all around me. Discs being placed over squares. Please don't let me lose now, not when I'm so close. Bingo! Calls a shrill voice. Sudden panic followed by relief. It's just Miss Weefers. Miss Weefers declares bingo all the time, but she doesn't even have a card. She just likes to be part of things. It doesn't bother me, but some of the real hardcore players like Archie want her banned from the community room. Grandma would never let that happen. She always says the bingo players need to get a life. I'm not sure I agree with her on that one. Here at the Pines, bingo is life. A few more numbers are called, and you can tell by the rising tension in the room that a lot of people are getting close. I'm still stuck on I-19 and sweating bullets. Bingo! It's a double call from the opposite side of the room. There's a mad dash in two different directions as players rush to verify the winning numbers and make sure there's no funny business. During the hustle and bustle, a wayward elbow jostles the quarters off the table, and it smashes on the tile floor. The noise level jumps to 11. Old ladies have a lot to say about what to do when there's broken glass on the floor. This gets a rise out of Archie, who doesn't appreciate being bossed around. We never called B14. It was B15. Stay away from the glass with those sandals. You want to get lockjaw? It was B14. You need to take that hearing aid back to the dollar store. Drop those quarters, Barney. Hey, no fighting in front of the kid. The kid. That's me. People at the Pines don't agree on much, especially where bingo is concerned. But they're on the same page when it comes to me. In a way, they're all my parents. Although grandparents and great-grandparents would be more like it. Along with Grandma Adele, they're raising me together, even though a retirement community isn't the average place for a kid to grow up. It's a real brouhaha when, all at once, total silence falls over the noisy crowd. Every eye turns to the door where my grandma stands next to the second youngest person in the community room, a uniformed police officer. Everyone's pretty cowed. Like, are our bingo games so rowdy that they have to send the cops to shut us down? The officer is wide-eyed too, as if he didn't bring enough prison bus to fit 47 unruly senior citizens. Then his eyes fall on me, and I realize I'm the one he was looking for the whole time. Dexter Foreman? Who wants to know? Archie asks defiantly. I'm confused. I've lived the past 6 years with my grandmother in her condo at a retirement community. I've never broken a law in my life. What could the police possibly want with a kid like me? Grandma doesn't see so well anymore, but she still has the most expressive eyes of anyone I know. And right now, they radiate deep concern. Something's up. Something bad. In the foyer outside the community room, the cop introduces himself as Sergeant Kurtz, truancy officer for the county. Where are Dexter's parents? He asks Grandma. Belgium, she replies, working with the European Union, but I think they're going to Singapore soon. My daughter-in-law is with the diplomatic corps, so they move around a lot. Dexter has been with me here since he was small. I've heard the story so many times I know it by heart. When I was 6, Mom was offered a temporary post in Europe, so my folks left me with Grandma for a few months. But Mom wound up a rising star at the State Department, and Dad became a big shot in international finance. Oh, we talked about me joining them over there, but they were always so busy that we kept putting it off. I was fitting in great at the Pines, almost the unofficial mascot of the place. And when Grandma's vision started going downhill, it kind of became my job to help her out. Before we knew it, I'd lived half my life here. I understand that sounds pretty wonky, but for us, it's just the way things worked out. What's truancy? I asked the sergeant. I'm in charge of school attendance, he explained. It's come to our attention that, well, you don't go. Grandma speaks up. Dexter is getting an excellent education right here. Where? The officer makes a show of checking his surroundings. There's no school at the Pines. There'd be no one to go to it except Dexter. The law in Bradford County, and every county as a matter of fact, states that all children must be educated. I am educated, I insist. I mean, not yet, but I'm up to 7th grade level, which is where I'd be in real school. It's like homeschooling, only instead of at a house, I get taught by the people around here. With a babble of angry voices, the bingo argument in the room spills over into the foyer. I have to admit, it doesn't sound like a faculty meeting at Harvard. and especially when Archie threatens to wring somebody's chicken neck. He can be an excitable guy for an 80-year-old. There are half a dozen retired educators living in this community, Grandma argues. Also, two college professors and some true experts in their fields. Do you know who teaches Dex English? Phyllis Birdwell. That's who. The officer looks blank. Who's Phyllis Birdwell? Only a New York Times best-selling author, I supply. And my math teacher is Leo Preminger. He was one of America's greatest code breakers back in World War II. Never heard of him, Sergeant Kurtz admits. Well, of course not, I say. His work was top secret. He was part of the Bunker Boys, an elite unit of cipher experts operating in Wolf's Eye. They helped break some of the toughest enemy codes. He's my best friend. Best friend? What is he, like 90? 99, I amend proudly. He'll be 100 in April. The officer swallows hard. School's going to be good for you. You'll meet kids your own age. I have friends my own age, I defend myself. Tegan Santoro, for one. Her grandparents live here. She visits all the time. A lot of kids do. We mingle. I can already tell Sergeant Kurtz thinks I'm an oddball for living in a retirement community, so I switch to a kid word. We chill. Tegan's my best kid friend, and even though she lives in New York, which is a 2-hour plane ride from here, we're pen pals. We write to each other about important things in our lives, like when Tegan told me about getting her first iPhone. She was pretty excited about that. I have Grandma's old flip phone, which doesn't run the new games or apps, or any games or apps, to be honest. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from Tegan since that time. Maybe her last letter got lost in the mail. That would make sense because the post office is run by the government. Just about everybody at the Pines say the government isn't fit to run a sewing circle, much less a whole country. I'm the most comfortable with older people, though. They're more honest. If their back hurts, they tell you. If a new pill causes dizziness or ringing in the ears or upset stomach, they tell you. They describe exactly how it feels to have a kidney stone, or when your son, the Wall Street big shot, hardly ever calls anymore. Kids don't really discuss their lives that way. All they care about is memes, whatever they are. The truancy officer nods. There's a lot more chilling in your future. Make sure you're ready Monday morning, 7:40 sharp. The bus will pick you up at the main gate. There's no bus at the Pines, I inform him. We just have the courtesy shuttle to take people to the mall and doctor's appointments. Not that bus, the school bus. I am horrified. You mean Big Orange? I see them around, but I've never actually been in one. He gives me a reassuring nod. Haven't lost a kid yet. My grandmother speaks up. Sergeant, are you sure this is really necessary? Thousands of children are homeschooled. Dex's situation is no different. I have my orders, ma'am, the officer replies firmly. As of Monday, your grandson is a 7th grader at Wolf's Eye Middle School. He turns to me. When Big Orange pulls up, make sure you're on it. In the community room, they've got the game back up. I-19, the caller announces. Bingo! It's a chorus of voices. I lose. Well, my heart breaks a little bit for our main character, Dex, but at the same time, I think school would be good for him, really. Looking forward to seeing how he does and what will come from his time at Wolf's Eye Middle School. If you enjoyed this first chapter Friday Read Aloud, please consider liking and subscribing so you can be notified every time we have another Read Aloud available for you. And until next time, everyone, happy reading. Oh, and teachers, if you're watching this, check out some of the links in the description for great resources for this novel. All right, everyone. See you later.